station in fucking Stoughton or something like that. Gas station detonation.
Local news prides itself on its punnery.
Oh yeah, that's like that's all.
I'm serious.
News is.
Like all our sportscasters do is make little pun, fucking supers to their shit.
There was
every last sentence has to be a fucking pun.
They were talking about bears, so the headline on top of the screen was said the right to bear arms, and I was like, what does that have to do with football? But they're talking because they're talking about the bears. They had the right to bear arms with them.
Yeah, that's so stupid. It's like a trope that they teach them in journalism school, and they can't get past it.
Yeah, gotta be catchy. Normal idiots love puns. I love puns, Ashtray.
That's
Ashtray,
true.
you love puns.
Yeah, sometimes I can't help myself.
Was it Mark Twain who said puns are the lowest form of comedy?
Who said that? Jesus.
Was it Mark Twain who said it?
Oh,
Jesus.
Puns? Or was it
Jesus
puns?
up on the fucking
I thought he
cross.
said
He's like,
comedy was the lowest form of entertainment.
Yeah,
puns are the lowest form of comedy.
Somebody said, maybe I got it wrong.
That's hilarious. That does sound like something Mark Twain would write, but that's
I like the
imagine Jesus'
Jesus.
last words. Puns. The lowest form.
Mary comes to my son. Please tell me before you die. Puns are the lowest form of comedy.
You like let out a whole like a paragraph of wisdom. And then right at the end, like he's coughing blood, he's like, remember, like make a pun in the last, like, write it out. So like the whole soliloquy is like awesome. And then at the end he has a pun. And then he goes, puns are the lowest form of comedy. It's just fucking coughs a little and blood comes out and then he's dead.
And then his mom goes, you nailed it.
Nailed it.
Oh, well, we're live.
Awesome shit.
I don't know if
My
that
bad.
counts for it. Teddy's working on his fucking puzzle. We're fucking making bad Jesus jokes.
There are, first off, there are no bad Jesus jokes, okay?
No, you're right. It is.
Stop with that bullshit.
It's universally funny.
Because he didn't exist.
All right. Are we ready?
I was born ready.
Mystic.
This episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss role-playing. We discover why we're so fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And as usual, we paint a perfect picture of rapey. With me this week is the all-seeing Oracle.
What the fuck?
Oracle LARPs every weekend. He dons a Kirby costume and sodomizes homeless people.
You have no idea how difficult it is to sodomize somebody through a Kirby costume. You ever see fucking Kirby?
Yeah, that would be
goddamn
difficult.
bowling ball.
Yeah. You should have played that. You should have played that like I got like a 15-foot dick angle because it's all out here. So how do you get the dick out? So you see what I'm saying?
I don't know how he does it, man. That's on him.
Awesome.
Next to him is a fluffy teddy bear. He doesn't need to role play. He already lives in a delusional world of imaginary white devils and a Nubian princess. We've also got a soot-covered ashtray.
Hey, you called my wife a Nubian princess. Appreciate it.
No ashtray. Wearing people's skin isn't considered LARPing.
What?
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, right. I paid good money for that skin.
Last and least, I'm the Mystic. I've been playing the role of Jabba the Hutt for a decade now, and this is the Red Eye Report.
Fucking dedicated, man.
Right?
I
can
am.
make two suits out of
Vodka
it.
Canada.
Oh, you taste so good.
All
Pizza
right.
the Hut. Anyway, LARPing.
Didn't you already?
You guys know what LARPing is? Have we done LARPing? I don't really care. If
I
we've
don't
done
think
it.
so.
I don't think so. Actually, that's the same. Have we already done that topic?
I mean, what does it matter?
But ain't no plumbing 2.0.
Mitch might get mad.
I swear to God, if you do plumbing 2.0, I'm going to murder you.
Hey, there might have been updates.
There's been advances in the state of plumbing.
Yeah, like Ashtray keeps finding bidets.
What?
True.
Okay,
Here's
so
a poll
live
for
action
you,
role
Carlos.
playing or LARPing. It is a form of role playing game where the participants physically portray their characters. The players pursue goals within a fictional setting represented by the real world while interacting with each other in character. The outcome of player actions may be mediated by game rules or determined by consensus among players. So there's a rangers called game masters, and they decide the setting and rules to be used and facilitate play. So basically, like, you guys ever play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, back
Yes.
in the day.
I did it once.
Yeah.
Then I had to
Sure you
quit.
did. You're just
And then I was like, this is
Just like heroin. Dangerous.
So the first LARPs were run in the late 70s, inspired by tabletop role-playing games and genre fiction. The activity spread internationally during the 1980s and has diversified into a wide variety of styles. Play may be very game-like or may be concerned with dramatic or artistic expression. So, like, Ren fairs, you know what I mean? That's a fucking form of LARPing that's been going on for, like, fucking ever.
Where it's more just looking the part than really having to.
Yeah, well, there's I watched
They have battles
so
too at
off
those
the
Ren
cuff.
fairs.
Oh, they do.
Oh no, you have battles, yeah. You
I've
beat
never
the shit out
been
of
to-
somebody with a foam sword or a foam with
Yeah. So when I watched this, there's this little documentary thing called Off the Cuff. It's a show on Netflix. I did it as my What's Sexy a few weeks back. But the first episode was about LARPing, and they follow what's called the Penzic Wars, which we'll get into later. But it's basically what they explained it as is the people there is there's some people that come just to like they have businesses that like run just on these LARPing events. Like they make crafts and shit or like wooden
somebody
fucking
make
whatever
sword,
and shit.
armor.
Yeah,
exactly.
I could see that
They
being
go around to
fucking
these
big business.
right. And there's some people who just go to just look at stuff and fucking buy trinkets and shit. And then there's some people that get the fuck like way into it. You know what I mean? Like the hardcore, like wearing armor and fucking battling shit out in the field kind of LARPers.
Right. Dust off the old armor out of the basement.
So they've also referred to it as more like improvisational theater. Like, you know what I mean? Like their battles aren't fucking like full speed. Like you know, they're not going out there just fucking blitzkrieging people with fucking swords and shit. First off, before we go any further, have any of you ever done anything like this?
No.
When I was
Even
like in middle school.
even cosplay type of shit. Well, Teddy probably has, I'm sure.
And when I was in middle school, me and a
I am
buddy
Teddy.
one summer did like live action role playing Alien versus Predator. But like we weren't dressed up in full costumes, but we were running around in the woods, you know, like kind of that spontaneous, what'd you call it?
Brokeback Mountanism.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when you do LARPing, it's a group of motherfuckers.
Let's just say I was Predator and I was
and played Alien
you and your
versus
buddy. That's
Predator.
not LARPing. That's fucking.
I mean, yeah.
Sexuality.
Okay, yeah, then no more than me and a buddy pretending to be fucking Alien and Predator.
Awesome, that works.
No, I could safely say I've never ever done
Banging in the woods.
that. I've done that, but I've never done the whole Alien versus Predator thing.
So, are people watching this, or like, who's the audience?
I mean,
There are, there
are audiences. There are also other LARPers that are watching.
okay.
I mean, yeah.
Other LARPers.
there's like
LARPers
we'll get to the Penzic Wars. They'll explain a lot of the shit. Like, there's a king and a queen and shit. There's like houses that rule the fucking crown. You know what I mean? Every year, and it's like an ongoing.
I take it this is one particular LARPing universe.
Yes. It's called the Penzic Wars. Fuck it, we'll go into it right now. The Penzic Wars is an annual American medieval camping event held by the Society for Creative Anachronism. A war between two large regional SCA groups, the Kingdom of the East and the Middle Kingdom. It is the single largest annual SCA event, with more than 10,000 people attending each year from as far as China, South Korea, Sweden, Germany, France, Italy, Greece, and Australia.
Damn.
So basically, they go to Pennsylvania out in the fucking middle of nowhere. It lasts for 17 days. So
Damn.
it begins on a Friday and ends the second Sunday. It centers on pre-17th century history and culture, with all campers dressing in historically relevant clothing. The winner of the battles and other activities receive war points, and the kingdom with the most war points wins that Penzik. So it's like that's what you're going for, is the
So like you get that for the
trophy or
year.
whatever. Yeah. So it started in 72. It started in Newtown's campground in Pennsylvania. See, that's what they focused on in that thing I watched, and it was actually really cool because, like I said, it's a little fucking economy.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's people that are selling shit there. There's people. They even have a school, the Penzik fucking University, right? Like you can go there, and there's people. Yeah, because think of the type of people that LARP. They're nerds, exactly. For lack of a better word, they're history professors. They're fucking people like that. They have shit like they'll teach classes on like pre-17th century pottery and like fucking how to make mead from that. You know what I mean? Honey mead, shit like that. Like shit from that era.
If you make weapons or those things you sell there, you could also sell a class on not teaching other people to do it. Because they're not going to have the ambition to follow these festivals around as much as you do.
Right.
But you're still imparting knowledge.
Right. And yeah, there is the battle. Like there's fucking battles all the time. Like there's like one fucking clan will like fight another clan, but they have like areas. So like there'll be like a whole Viking encampment in one eastern part of the area. You know what I mean? Like there's just all dudes who are like dressed as Vikings living in a fucking 14th century Viking encampment. Like it's really in-depth shit. And it's interesting, nerdy as fuck, but like,
do they accept black Vikings?
They do.
Good.
I mean,
asking for a friend.
It depends. But also like what he's talking about. I've never done it. What I've done is things like where you had guys dressed up as ogres or fairies. It was more a fantasy thing than. Yeah, it was more of a cosplay fantasy thing than
Right. So, the subset of the LARPing is the cosplay.
Yeah.
Like that's basically just costuming, you know what I mean? Which is cool in and of itself. But they're not really playing a character in an ongoing society. That's kind of what sets it apart, I guess. Both nerdy as fuck, obviously.
So do you think there's like big orgies and shit going on at these things?
I'm sure there's a few swinger corners.
Right?
Well, some of those weird nerd couples, like they're kind of as mismatched as, Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah. All right. So I got LARPing.org is the website that has all this shit here. So they got, fantasy, medieval, combat, LARPing, historical LARPing, shit like that. Because, I mean, there's even, like, the historical ones. I've seen, like, Sherlock Holmes ones and shit. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, people will dress up from characters and that and try to fucking, like, plan things against one another and shit. Like, it's, not... What am I don't know the word I'm thinking of.
Plan like a raid?
No, like heists against one another. Like Sherlock has to try to figure out Moriarty's fucking plan. Some stupid, you know what I mean? Like it's just super in depth fucking shit. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in suggestion category. I'm gonna see what the closest one is. Ooh, vampire. Let's do a vampire LARP. Location, Wisconsin. Search now. Okay, it's searching. Oh, Dark Labyrinth, Descent.
Where's that at?
Coven Center, 21st Street, Racine, Wisconsin.
Fucking would be Racine.
DarkLabyrinthLARP.com.
Dark Labyrinth LARP. Say that 10 times fast. Dark Labyrinth LARP. Dark Labyrinth LARP. So in these LARPing battles...
It's a deco punk horror LARP. Holy shit. An immersive cosmic horror tale. Demons, romance, and blood.
Oh, Jesus.
Stay the weekend at the DeCoven Estate, transformed into a roaring 1920s hotel full of terrors and mystery.
I see a whole lot of shit getting stopped because hold on, somebody just touched my ass.
Listen to
What
how
is this?
listen to how this is written. Somebody went to school.
Town.
Not really. Dark Labyrinth is an all-inclusive weekend of gothic intrigue, mystery, magic, and blood. Form alliances between the vampire families, conjure demons to bend to your will, and discover the secrets hidden throughout the opening weekend of the DeCoven Hotel. Oh my God.
So is this just like a fucking escape room for 2 days or
Like
what?
it sounds like a bed and breakfast.
It lasts the whole weekend, yeah. Stay the weekend at
LARPing
the DeCoven Estate, transformed in a 1920s hotel.
I wonder how
I'm
much.
sure it's like a
business they
fucking
actually
murder
get.
mystery fucking thing, yeah.
I just feel like I would be okay for like 2 hours, and then I'd just be like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, this is so
I-
stupid.
So, yeah, they have a ball with a 1920s theme dancing, an immersive adventure of intrigue and blood. With help from our game master, you will create your own character and backstory.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder how many,
Oh, boy.
like, how many people do you think are staying at this inn at a time? I bet
I
you
don't
get
know. I
there
don't
and it's just you and your girlfriend,
Right.
and,
Oh.
then like maybe the two
You should be
people
kidding.
running it. It's like, oh, me and my girlfriend and
this is
two
big of you.
vampires.
You can
Fucking
choose your
lame.
beginning here. Do you dare venture to the DeCoven Hotel? So you got vampire, experimentalist, witches, or the Order.
Ooh, the Order.
Which one do we want to pick?
Experimentalist. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, what's it?
So let's find out. I'll click on it. Okay. Apparently, it just takes me to the top of the page. Oh no, here we go. It just took time to load. The experimentalists lie on the fringes of the scientific community, a loose coalition of natural philosophers, alchemists, and occultists who seek knowledge regardless of consequences. Their maniac devotion to the spirit of inquiry makes them pariahs in the eyes of polite society. So, Dr. Frankenstein, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Reserve tickets. Hold on.
Yeah, how much? are
Somebody's
tickets?
probably sitting at home going, "Oh my God, we got one, guys!"
Yeah. Oh, hey, we can make rent. The
$50 to $550. That's the price range.
For the weekend, and does that include the room?
yeah, if that's
No
like a
idea.
full weekend, that's not too bad. If it's like $100 some bucks.
Yeah. You know somebody's in the closet fucking beating off while you're
Well, you
fucking
know they probably
sleeping.
got cameras on your ass.
Right. That's the way I'd do it anyway.
yeah. If I was,
y'all are some creepy
I was
motherfuckers. I am
hosting
never
a
saying
haunted
okay with
mansion.
y'all ever. I mean, y'all are. You got camera. You don't have cameras. What the fuck, man? I mean, it's
The,
y'all are
Are
just
they
spying
experienced,
motherfuckers.
man?
Is this website from like 2002 GeoCities?
It's close. So
Let's say, is
each
it still
ticket-
even active?
Each ticket includes 2 nights, 3 days stay at the DeCoven Hotel, a sprawling Gothic estate, blah, blah, blah. 5 meals. So Friday
Damn.
dinner, Saturday
Yeah.
breakfast, lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch. Multiple guests, including late night missions dependent on player choices. Custom character creation one-on-one with the game master, a house gift depending on house chosen.
I mean, that's not that bad of a
Yeah.
deal for just a
You're getting
hotel. I
meals and
just
stuff,
stay
yeah.
there and take the meals and
How
then
mu-
tell
how
them
much is
to
it?
fuck off for the
Tell them,
LARPing shit.
I don't want to play your stupid LARP ass game. What do you got for cable?
Yeah, right?
How much is the hotel?
You have HBO and watch
Says
True Blood.
It just has a price range, $150 to $550. It probably depends
Okay.
on what you pick.
What you pick, yeah.
Mhm.
And does it say how many nights it is, or
3. It's Friday night, Saturday all
Okay.
day, and then
Okay,
Sunday
okay.
through brunch.
gotcha?
So 2 full days probably total.
I mean, you
And
could
actually, I
drop
mean,
like
that's
a
kinda
shit ton
looks
of
kinda-
acid and fucking.
Dude,
do
I
that.
would do that shit. Just get fucking wrecked.
yeah,
Like, why would you just get drunk as shit? Fucking,
right.
Right.
Fuck them, dude. Like,
Be
what?
like, hey, my character is I'm a wino.
Yeah, my character is a drunk friar from 17th century. He's got magical powers like
Drunk
in fucking
friar.
Labyrinth and shit.
Magical.
Prime Mystic. Prime
Dude, you
Mystic.
know.
You fell
Oh
in
my
the trough
god.
again.
That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That
Be
is
out LARP the
brilliant.
LARPers. That'd be awesome. Show up there and be more of a character.
They come
They
out to
are.
do fucking missions and shit. You're just sitting out on the fucking in the garden naked, like fucking just sunbathing and shit.
yeah.
What are you guys doing? I'm fucking wasted. That's what I'm doing. I'm in character, motherfucker. In character. Anyway, so
Tito says if there's LARPing, there's no girlfriend.
oh, there were some chicks.
I mean, yeah, there's some bitches there, bro. I'm telling you.
There are a lot of weird nerd girls.
Let me tell you. I mean, it's fun to go to the Renaissance fair and see all the bitches that want to be elves and shit. I mean, there's some hot bitches that want to be fucking that are nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, so this dude in this article I found, the last link I have here. This guy took some pretty badass pictures, and if you have time, just go through there. I think there's 15 of them. Boris Least. So this first one right here, and this is just a cool ass description. Just look at this fucking dude's costume. But his name is Raucus, is a blood tamer in the service of the god Korn, and a shaman for the Varg people. He fights with the hordes of chaos.
That's pretty badass.
Dude, Europe, as usual, takes it to a completely different level. Like in the U.S., we're at fucking getting drunk out in a Pennsylvania farm. This dude's forging fucking armor. You know what I mean? To fight in some weird fucking thing every weekend.
Meanwhile, he has to pay
like
child
a fucking,
support.
I don't even know what that is.
Because all Europeans are deadbeat dads.
The next one's like a fucked up Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, right.
And then I don't know what
that
some of these are. But these are
shit,
fucking. These are some crazy costumes and pictures.
Right.
They really are.
Yeah, this one's got a tail.
Yeah. The next one, that ogre. Holy fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Reminds me of that, what was that makeup show where they would fucking face off, right?
Oh, Face Off? Yeah, that was cool shit, man. I used to watch that show all the time.
So when people do this, like, do they want to get their picture taken? Is it like, okay, we're going to do like a bunch of photo fucking ops?
I don't know.
Or are they just going about their business?
This is what it's like. You know how some people go hunting on the weekends or whatever. Some people go. This is a hobby that they do for fun to relax. This is instead of play. Some people play video games. And people just they go camping and do this shit. So, yeah.
Look at that last picture. 15.
Yeah.
Oh
Is that a person actually hanging from the tree?
I don't know.
Oh, never mind. You're on your show.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah. That's fucking a little creepy.
A little creepy.
The thing is, I'm sure, like, obviously they dressed up for these nice photos, but yeah, I'm sure it's kind of like you getting dressed up for something. It's got to be at least for a Renaissance fair or something. Maybe people just sit around the house.
Going to Comic-Con too. That fucking
dress up, yeah.
Like I've seen some pretty badass fucking cosplay at that shit. You know.
Oh, here we go.
Well, a lot. When it comes to those kind of things, a lot of people are paid to do. Yeah, they get models and shit. Like especially the game cons and things, they have models that are paid to dress up as the character. So they make a living actually just going around fucking dressing as a character from a video game or a comic book or something.
Travis says that he stayed at a hotel one weekend that had a furry convention. And that shit was weird.
Shit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Get you some furry ass, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, was this before or after you knew what furries were?
Oh, he does now.
Yeah, right? I can't see the fucking shit.
Anyway, anybody else got anything to say about LARPing?
I mean, it looks cool. I like the drunk or just getting fucking high as balls. I'd fucking just want to bring a bunch of acid.
You like camping? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fucking fantastic doing that.
Yeah.
But I would just get sick of it after a while.
Well,
I'd just be like,
because
fuck off.
For me, anyways, I would get sick of the amount of costume, attire, and makeup and all that stuff.
Right.
Like, I don't want to put that much work into it.
Exactly. I guess maybe the zombie one would be better.
That's why I would just be the drunk friar.
Not everybody puts all that shit into their costume. Some people are lazy, just want to get out there and have fun, and they have the shittiest costume.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This guy just with a burlap sack.
There's some people get really fucking into it and make what these guys like you see in the pictures, but a lot of them are just
I'd be a guy who just comes out wearing a barrel. Remember the old cartoons, like people wearing wooden barrels? Why? I don't know. But
all right. Well, that's it about LARPing, I guess. Moving on to what's sexy. Oracle, Watchdogs, Legion.
Watchdogs Legion. So this came out recently, this past Friday. And third game in the Watchdog series. I like the second game. I never played the first game. I heard that it was promising. And this one kind of has a new mechanic where you're in London and you can recruit any person in this open world. So imagine like a GTA or something like that. You can recruit any person onto your team. And some are easier to recruit than others. You always have to do a mission to recruit someone. If somebody is against you, like let's say it's like they're for one of the enemy forces, then you have to like do a little research and figure out like, okay, well, what's going on with them, and then you can kind of get access to them by doing other missions. So the game, when I first started playing it, I was just kind of like, okay, this is all right, you know, but it's just like, man, the action's a little mediocre, not really, I don't know, it just doesn't seem that cool. And the people that I was recruiting, they were just fucking normal fucking plebes with
because that's all they have you find at the beginning. If you get like an assassin or a secret agent or something, it'd be way too easy. So
yeah,
I mean, I get why it is
eventually
frustrating.
you do
get somebody good.
you get assassins and shit like that.
Yeah.
And as the game progresses, it gets a lot better because you get more interesting characters. For instance, I recruited a magician that has like this medallion that can change, make the enemy go into a frenzy and start killing everybody else around them. But she has
Wow,
hiccups, so she gives away her position when you're trying to hide and shit. So there are like these quirks. Like some people have good shit, some people don't have good shit. And it's good. I'd give it an 8 because it has moments where you're like, fuck yeah, that's fucking awesome. You're like taking over these drones and shit and turning them against the enemies. It gets a little repetitive after a while. You're kind of doing a lot of the same shit. And in the music, for some reason, the fucking music on the radio is terrible.
Sucks. It fucking sucks.
And it's got this thing where it keeps on starting from the beginning of the playlist when you get into the fucking car. And it's weird because you will go into buildings and they will be playing licensed music that is not dog shit. So you know that they have the rights for this music, but you never hear that music when you're fucking playing the radio. It's I don't know what's going on with that, but it's definitely, if you're into kind of an open world game where you like fucking around, this is a sandbox game. This is definitely a sandbox thing where you can do multiple fucking ways of finishing missions. It's definitely competent.
What's the overarching story? Like, what are you trying to achieve?
So you're trying to take back London.
Yeah, take back London. So you're a hacker group, DedSec. There's a worse hacker group, kind of this brutal or posing to be a hacker group. I can't remember.
Don't ruin the story for me.
Zero Day.
Ruin the story.
Well, it's they present themselves right in the beginning, so I won't go any further in that. So
sure.
yeah,
do you need to play the other ones to know the story?
I'm past the beginning. No, not really. They don't. They don't.
No,
they're kind of all different.
Yeah, you don't. And honestly, I mean, the story's okay, because you can recruit anybody. The characters aren't really that strong because it's fucking anybody off the street. So they had to build the narrative around where anybody could fill those roles. But if you're into like a sandbox experience, it's definitely worth checking out. It's cool.
Have you heard about the pedophile?
I haven't heard about the pedophile.
So the game works is this algorithm creates like random. It randomly creates people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it actually works, but it randomly creates people. And the algorithm created a PDF, because when you scan people to see what you want, you got their name, their name, what they do, a little synopsis about them, and then their abilities and weapons and shit. And underneath her name, it says a pediatrician, and she had to quit her job after after ending a relationship with a patient or some shit. So so people were like eating that shit up.
Yeah, it's got a little jank because it is such a wide open world.
Yeah.
But all in all, not bad. I haven't had like really crazy bugs or anything like that, so I'd recommend it if you're up for that kind of experience.
Yep.
Word. All right, I'm up next. Truth Seekers. It's a show on Amazon by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. So it's got a British like comedy feel to it, but it's about Nick Frost plays a cable installer or high-speed internet installer who's also like an amateur ghost hunter, and he ends up running into like actual supernatural shit. So it's weird because it's not necessarily as funny as the rest of their shit. I don't think it's intended to be as funny. It's more of it has way more horror elements to it than anything they've done. Even Shaun of the Dead. So, but it's pretty cool. It's on Amazon, like 8 episodes or something.
Okay.
Up next, Teddy, Xbox Smart Delivery System.
Okay, so I downloaded Valhalla today, and I was curious about because I am getting an Xbox One Series X, and I was thinking about downloading actually when I go to the screen it said Xbox Smart Delivery System and part of the little things up there. So I was curious what that was, and it turns out that not all games, but there are most of the games that are coming out now are going to be what's called Smart Delivery System, where you as soon as you hook your console up, it'll start downloading those games for you that you already own. So that means so I don't have to rebuy Watchdogs Legions. I don't have to rebuy Cyberpunk 2077, and I don't have to rebuy Valhalla because I bought a digital copy. They'll automatically be moved over to my Xbox One Series X when I get it, or S, whichever one you choose to get. You can check the list online. I meant to put the thing in there, but I was stoned and lazy, so I didn't fucking do it.
Stoned and lazy.
So I think that's pretty cool. I don't know. I know that Cyberpunk 2077 said that about its game on both consoles. But I don't know if the PlayStation's gonna have anything like this.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool that like I said, it's not all games, only certain games. But the 3 big ones that are coming out that I wanted to get are doing that. So
yeah. Well, I think Microsoft has considerably more back capability.
Compatibility.
Yeah.
yeah.
Versus Sony. I mean, who knows what they're gonna do with their shit? They'll probably just punch you in the fucking mouth.
They'll give you a fortune cookie and say good luck.
Good luck with that, bud.
What the fuck? Fortune cookie? What the fuck?
Wow.
All right, yeah. So I thought that was cool. I don't have to buy the game twice.
Cool. Up next, Ashtray with a YouTube link.
All right, I got it.
Oh, I forgot to put the title in there. It's the Last Drive-In show on Shudder. It's and I kind of barely remember it because it was from the 90s, I believe. The Monster Vision on TNT, like a late night where they'd show B horror films, and Joe Bob Briggs, the host, would go into detail about who the directors were, what actors, and what else they starred in. This guy like knows too much shit. But anyways, they've basically reimagined the show now called The Last Drive-In, but it's on Shudder. So there's no like TNT censors. And he's got Darcy the male girl.
What is Shudder? I'm assuming it's a horror station, right?
Yeah, Shudder is kind of like an HBO type page.
Is it like all digital?
Channel. Yeah, it's like you can get it. I get it through Amazon, but you can get it. I think you can get it just straight through their site. But it's on like I think I pay $6 a month for it. But So it's an exclusive. They've been doing exclusive content, movies and such on Shudder as well. But Joe Bob Briggs now can, like an HBO channel, say whatever he wants. Where he's like talking to Darcy the Mail Girl, and they were talking about sex robots, and he's like, well, guys in the locker room like to, they brag about size of their penis. Do you ladies ever brag about the depth of your vagina? Because that is what these specifications of these sex robots had. Like, you could get it customized for depth of vagina.
What the fuck?
So, and also, like, it's a lot of horror films that they're kind of films like where it's like, I might want to check that out, but you also know it's a horror film from like the 80s or the 90s.
Yeah, it sucks.
They do have some good ones on there, like Heathers. You remember that with Christian Slater?
Yeah,
And
I used to love that movie.
Winona Ryder. So some of these movies that like, you may check out, you think about checking out, but you never really get around to. It's just better when you get like a whole background of the people who made the film, and then sometimes he also does bring in some of the stars, like today, like some of these bimbos who were like, I was the main chick, in this Slaughter film. Like the one I watched was Chopping Mall, which is just about these security drones.
No, I suck homeless dudes off and an army.
Yeah, right. Oh, they're talking about how the director of the film, like, basically claimed like he slept with every female that he hired for the film, and she's like, yeah, right, he slept with me. This fucking full of shit. So check it out if you've got the Shudder. Joe Bob's Last Drive-In Show.
Word. All right, now we're moving on to the fuck what you think. This is where we tell you to go fuck yourself, and Oracle's going to talk about debt fatigue.
Debt fatigue. So I'm definitely sensing it with some of my students, just fucking dealing with the grind of COVID-19, fucking dealing with kids, home, all that shit. And it sucks, you see people trying their best and they're just dealing with fucking shit circumstances, and
they're one thing away from losing their shit.
Yeah, so. And it I'm not very good at recognizing when I'm feeling like shit necessarily. So, there are some times where I have to be like, fuck, why am I so fucking angry? Oh yeah, I haven't gone outside in 2 days.
Right.
I should probably get some fresh air or something. So yeah, just that fatigue.
Yeah, it does suck. It's unprecedented times, and especially when idiot children,
unprecedented leaders.
Yeah, exactly. Act like fucking cunts, and that brings me to my fuck what you think, which is what the fuck, USA. I'm disturbed. I really am. I have to give it to Teddy, because he said this whole time that there are way more racist white people out there than we think.
Yeah.
And the amount of fucking red in that goddamn on that map is proof of that, and it's disgusting. It really fucking is. I don't know what else to say. Just wow.
A lot of white people. There are a lot of white people who just have that feeling of, I'm just sick of you calling me a racist.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you.
Well, then do something to prove me wrong.
Exactly.
Motherfucker.
But that Trump, they see in Trump like a guy who's like, yeah, well, this country used to be great.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, man. People have tried to make the argument to me that you can vote for somebody, like toe the party line and vote for a Republican and not endorse that person's moral point of view, right? Trying to justify their actions. A vote for somebody literally is an endorsement of that person. I don't give a fuck
Right.
what party they are in. You're voting for that person. And Donald Trump is a fucking scumbag piece of shit person.
You can't vote for the devil and say you're kidding.
Exactly. I don't know how people can live with themselves knowing that they voted for that fucking piece of shit human being.
I think a lot of them refuse to look at just what a piece of shit he is, too. Like, you know, they don't go into the detail of like what he did with his own charity and shit like that. You know, it's like,
Oh, they don't care.
to them, they're just like, oh well, you know, probably half that's just fake news because the media doesn't like him.
Yep.
Mind you, they forget to notice that the fact that the media goes after him because from day one he said the media was all fake news. He attacked the media from the get-go. That was his whole part of the plan.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Postmodern president.
The thing is he might be pretty stupid, but the people that he pays to run his shit for him and to run his campaigns, they're not. They're Republican strategists, and they're fucking masters at using words and manipulation in social settings of their sheep, their herd. You know what I mean? They move that herd around, fucking
they're better than the
with guile.
Excuse me. They're better than the fucking Democrats as far as messaging goes.
Yes, they are. Way better. And
defund the police. A fucking dumb name.
Right.
That'll
they
get
still haven't realized that words matter. You know what I mean? Like that's the Republicans have been using that shit against them for fucking 40 years, 50 years, man. Been using their identity politics to fucking backfire in their face. Anyway, I'm done bitching about it. Just please declare Joe Biden the winner and get this shit over with. I'll be able to breathe fucking just breathe easy when January 20th, 2021 rolls around. Anyway, Ashtray, China COVID procurement service.
Yeah. So there's this great documentary called Totally Under Control. That's out to rent. It's not streaming right now, but it is all about, it's basically follows from the beginning of January, when we had our first COVID case, and all the people behind the scenes, and it goes kind of day by day of how Trump handled the coronavirus response, him and the administration as a whole. But in this documentary,
he did a fucking stand-up job, bro.
I find like, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, maybe I remember hearing about that, but there's just like so much shit going on, you know, that like you kind of miss it. Was this program? So this was reported on April 19th. I think, keep the time in mind. This is maybe a month or so after. It was called the China COVID Procurement Service. And basically what it was is because there was the initial, you know, outbreak and surge in China, the Trump administration, it was the Commerce Department, basically pushed the U.S. manufacturers who had PPE, face masks and stuff. They're like, we're going to get rid of some of the barriers. We need to sell this to China because, like, they need to take care of this fucking virus. And we depleted like most of all of our own supply. That's why there was such a scramble for masks in the spring, because we sold them all to China. And then we ended up having some of these hospitals had to basically buy them back from Chinese distributors at sometimes 10 times the price that they were sold from the US manufacturers in the first place.
Really? Wow.
Yes. And it was just like, so these U.S. companies could get money, like, oh, we'll get rid of the red tape so you can sell those to China because China needs them. Well, of course, China just fucking bought them all. And then what's China do? Make money off of selling them right back to us because we all of a sudden don't have any here at home, acting like there was never going to be a virus problem here. It's like, it's just absurd how bungled. They talked to this guy who was, fresh out of college. He was like a grandson of a Kennedy. But he got a volunteer program where it's like people who, want to try to help with the procurement of getting PPE supplies for U.S. hospitals. And they get there, and he's like, we get into this, we're at the FEMA headquarters, and we're in kind of an underground meeting room. And then we get like a pep talk from FEMA and a pep talk from Health and Human Services, like people at the top. And they're like, all right, yeah, like go figure this out. And they're like sitting around waiting, and people start leaving the room, and they realize the only people left are just those volunteers. Like they knew that they weren't even going to be paid for this.
Yeah,
and they're
I saw
like,
that on John Oliver.
wait a minute, like we're supposed to, like they thought
that was the whole task force. It was 20 volunteers.
Yes.
Intern volunteers.
And they were like, 20-year-old, like fresh out of college. And they thought they were going to be doing data entry and like the fill-in to like expand this program.
And what
as
were
in, like,
they?
there's an actual plan. There was no plan.
That was the coronavirus task force.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I saw it on John Oliver too. Yeah.
Fucking call center interns.
Yes, that's how incompetent this administration is.
Yeah, just no plan. No one at the top.
No, they wing it.
Yeah.
Flies by the seat of his pants. That's what got him elected. That's what the people love.
Mm-hmm. She's got electric lights.
Anyway, it's what plants crave.
It's what plants
Ashtray,
crave.
deal with it. Teddy, you have nothing written down, so.
Shit. I guess. My fucking fuck with you think is you cracking motherfuckers because I told you so, and y'all didn't fucking believe me.
How about we do a fuck what you think on that shirt? Man.
That's fine. You can do that. It's your show. It's fine. But I'm just saying, fuck it. I told y'all about the craziest white folk. Y'all didn't believe me. Told you. I mean, these motherfuckers showed up. They showed up outside the voting area demanding to fucking get in. I don't know. See the manager.
Manager shut down the vote. Stop the count.
Send in the Karens.
But the thing is, if they stopped the count in certain.
Yeah, he would have lost.
Yeah,
if they had stopped the count when he said it in Arizona, he would have got called. Like what the fuck, man? This dude's so dumb.
I've been reading on the QAnon casualty forum, like people just talking about the like their mom. My mom just like screaming all night at the TV, and like a lot of them because they'll only watch Fox News, but like a lot of these QAnon people are just livid, like what, screaming at Fox News because did you hear that report that fucking Jared Kushner called Rupert Murdoch directly when I can't remember which state it was they called for
Arizona.
Yeah, it was Arizona.
Yeah, they were infuriated is what they said.
You got to take that back.
Really?
Rupert Murdoch probably just told him, fuck it, Ben.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's a thing. You can't, dude, numbers are numbers. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
You can't just claim victory. I love that on Twitter, how he said, did you see what he said on Twitter?
Yeah,
he said, I hereby claim victory in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the state of Georgia and the state of, it was like North Carolina or something. So like all these people were replying and shit. They were like, oh, I hereby claim Brad Pitt's ass. Like I hereby claim fucking my liquor store. It will be mine. Like, just what the fuck, man? What are you talking about? You claim it. You can't just. I don't give a fuck. You're not a god. You're fucking elected by us. Get the fuck out.
I almost, I've thought about getting Twitter just to follow Donald Trump's tweets, just to see, because sometimes it's like, really, he did 50 tweets just like in the wee hours of the morning.
Yeah,
what an old man statement. Yeah, I thought about getting Twitter.
Right.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. Maybe next crazy tyrant. Although he ain't gonna shut up.
To use a Ricky answer, I fucking told her so.
Yeah, I told her so. I fucking told her so.
Fucking told her so.
All right. Well, anyway, in all seriousness, go fuck yourself, every red state out there. That's our show. We're going to be here every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/theredeyereport. You can also Twitter us at redeye_report. Nobody cares. Like a share, so fuck us. We're down for whatever. I missed it.
I'm Oracle.
Ashtray.
And I'm fucking Teddy, bitches.
Yeah.
And this is the Red Eye Report.
Please don't
There's the
don't do it.
outro.
Mhm.
No,
You
it's
did
not.
that
No,
shit
it's
for
not.
like 4 years straight.
Shit.